and that's where the place.
So this goes back to, I'm going to do one macro and I'm going to go back to micro. This goes back to what we said earlier. So that in other words, if you give people tabloid, I mean, how many people have you seen stopping to read the National Enquirer? Right? You know, intelligent, sophisticated people, they're there at the checkout counter, they're going to read the National Enquirer. The equivalent of that online is people looking to Luke Ford. What that does then is, it drives, right, Luke Ford to the top of Tom Tugan, who's written 1,000 other great articles, but Luke Ford's Tom Tugan interview becomes first. And that's the power of the National Enquirer, and that's the tabloid coliseum playing in the blogosphere. You should not be proud of that, my friend. Okay, I'm
laughing.
I'm throwing my yarmulke at him.
He did throw his yarmulke. Okay. Violence. He's abusive. He's a
oh my God, he's violent. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm going to move forward here, and so now it's interesting to understand how that works. In any case, I think we've solved that. I think it's important, Luke. I just want to say this to you directly. If you want to come up second and third on a person, fourth, fifth, say what you say. I think it's radically irresponsible, in 1,000 ways, but you do what you do. I think there's something wrong in a virtual world to take Tom Tugan's first place. Actually, he's got life's work. He's actually got a world. Again, this is not someone I know, not someone I have an investment in. I just happened to Google him and I saw that he came up first. There's something off on that. Now, that may be kind of funny to you, right? Blessings. Enjoy those.
Great.
Right? Luke thinks it's great. And we can link that back to the beginning of our interview, right? About Luke's kind of view of the world. But, I think one of the things I shared with you is that I'm doing a movie this year on kind of the shadow of the internet, and you'll be a guest, right? And I'm here to talk to your best and most beautiful side, and I'm here to talk to you about this huge rush when you save lives. So I actually don't buy into the Luke Ford monster view. I just don't buy it, And I'm talking to, this other kind of evolved Luke Ford that I write about in Soul Prints that you hate. Okay, so as long as we're clear that we're not buying into the same thing here. So let's go back to our story.